Hey everybody, I'm Paul McGuire. This is the Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown. Thanks for joining us. Coming your way in the next 2 hours on the one and only televised country video chart show in Canada, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of the latest video from Tim McGraw. Tim himself calls in on the hotline, an interview with George Strait about his new album, Love Is Everything. Greg Hanna rides shotgun in studio, and as always, we will count backwards from 20 to 1, running down the top videos in the country, which include chart debuts from Autumn Hill, Hunter Hayes, and Small Town Pistols, and hits from Tim McGraw, Florida Georgia Line, Blake Shelton, Miranda Lambert, Tim Hicks, Emerson Drive, and Jason Aldean. But before we get started, here's what happened on last week's nail-biting installment of the Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown. Welcome back to the Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown. Glad you're with us. On the way, a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Highway Don't Care, the latest from Tim McGraw, a phone call from Tim McGraw. Seriously, he's going to... Right on. An interview with George Strait about his new album, Love Is Everything, and hits from Tim McGraw, Florida Georgia Line, Blake Shelton, and Miranda Lambert. He grew up on a dairy farm in Eastern Ontario, and over the last, this is all about you.
That's good.
You have to sit here for a second and listen to it. Over the last 20 years, has worked tirelessly in the country music game on both sides of the 49th parallel, making music and performing for people across North America, including opening slots for artists like Toby Keith and Trace Atkins, and he is now working on a brand new album due out this fall. His new single is called It Rained. This is Greg Hanna. Great to have you on the show, man.
Paul, it's great to be here, and big fun.
That was quite an intro. I just realized how long that was.
You did good.
Yeah, well, you've been doing this for a long time, man.
A little bit, yeah. It's to the public, it's an overnight success. But
Yeah.
I'm here to say that it's not always the case.
What was how did it start for you? What was your kind of introduction to music?
Church.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Grew up in a small farming town. I mean, you just kind of prefaced it there, but 400 and so people outside of, in between Cornwall and Ottawa.
Okay.
Finch, Ontario. 400 people and 3 churches, and that's where I got my start singing in front of crowds.
At that time in Finch, did you travel to other towns, or was most of your days spent kind of in the township border?
It was pretty much spent.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's the way it was.
So when you say population 400, those are the 400 people you interacted with.
Yeah, it's like rural Ontario. So, even though Finch is a town of 400, you drive 2 miles up the road and there's another town of 400 people, and then down here. So, if you kind of scrunch them all together, it'd probably be a fair size.
This is going to be a big year for you, with the record coming out. How long have you been working on the record?
It'll be almost 2 years.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay. What are we trying to do with it? What was the goal, the game plan when you set out with this one?
It's it's our follow-up to our debut album, and we had a lot of great things happen with that record, and singles charting on both sides of the border, and it's hair-pulling, and but good friends of mine, Jason Aldean, and all those guys, they've booted the confines of what country music is so wide that now we could actually make a record that is, I shouldn't say fun, because it's a little more edgy and rock and roll, but it's okay to do that now. So we actually said, you know what? I said, you know what? Let's get in the studio and really kick it. And that's what we did.
It Rained. Tell me a little bit about the video. The song, first of all, what's it all about?
The song It Rained, anytime anyone hears a Greg Hanna song, it's going to be something to do with the heart. Something to do about a woman and love. And It Rained, we just used that. We used a rainstorm to, talk about the idea of it doesn't matter what is happening in life. If you are in the moment of love or lust or whatever it may be, when you're in the moment with that special someone, it doesn't matter what's happening. Everything else can go on right here, but you're in the moment. And that's why we used It Rained. It rained, it stormed.
I noticed how you kind of skipped over lust there. You're like, in a moment of love or lust. Windows are open. Windows are open.
Everyone, right?
Don't care. Don't care. Roof's down. It's a convertible car. Don't care. Anyway, why don't we go check the video out? We'll do that and we'll talk about it after. Here's Greg Hanna, and It Rained right here. Maybe let the kids leave the room first on the Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown.
The clouds were hanging heavy with the rain in the west. And when you called my name, the wind held its breath.
Greg Hanna, it rained for your viewing and listening pleasure right here on the Chevrolet Top 20. As the calling card for the album that's scheduled to come out, is it finished?
It's finished. An album is never really finished until
okay.
it comes out. So it is actually finished, but there's a couple of songs that aren't totally in the can yet, that if the magic fairy jumps on them, they might bump one. And
I do hear stories about that every now and again. Like, we weren't even going to listen to it, and then we went to a listening session, we heard a song, and I did a co-write one day, and in 3 minutes we wrote a song that ends up being the #1 hit.
who knows, you
Right.
never know. And you've got that leeway. We've got 3-month window before everything starts going out to press. So.
Right. What's it like doing things on both sides of the? I know there's a lot of Canadian artists who live in Nashville but only release in Canada. That's
true.
But you have the good fortune of being known on both sides of the border. What's it like doing? I mean, there's two different, I would imagine, mindsets at work, right?
It's definitely a real push and pull.
Yeah.
Because, like I was saying earlier, the U.S. market is huge.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people.
Yeah.
I call it the demon of the music business. We spent 3 years of just shucking and jiving and handshaking and kissing babies and all that fun stuff, and didn't even. Well, we scratched the surface, but get out there and radio tour and meet people.
Do you have to make a decision whether you're going to spread yourself thin or focus a target like a single area?
To be honest with you, it's tough. If you want to play it both, you are going to get spread thin.
Yeah.
And that was another thing about this record. We decided after Christmas, sat down with the marketing team, and I said, guys, here's what I would like to do. I said, every time we go to CCMAs, we'll see all of our peeps from Canada. The records are doing great, everything's good. I said, but everyone sees that I'm going and doing all this stuff in the U.S. and visiting radio stuff, and I haven't done that for a long time in Canada. I said, let's drop the single in Canada first and get out on the road and hit the dirt running and go and share the love with everybody and let them know that we still care. And so that's what we did. So the record has not been released in the States yet, and we're focusing at home and spending the due time that's needed.
It's a good idea. We're friendly, and we love you, and we're loyal. Hell hath no fury, like a Canadian scorned.
Trust me, Paul. Hey, doesn't matter where I am, whether it's in Canada or America, I fly the flag as high as I can.
I know you do, buddy. I know you do. It Rained is great. The album's coming out toward maybe end of the summer.
That's correct,
Towards the fall, okay? Right, maybe right before CCMAs.
Wouldn't that be good?
Wouldn't that be good? Can't wait to hear the rest of it. Stick around a little bit more. Here's a guy who's got an album out right now, Tim McGraw, by the way. Upon its release, Tim McGraw's latest album, Two Lanes of Freedom, occupied the #1 spot on the Billboard Top Country Albums chart, the #1 spot on the Billboard Top Digital Albums chart, and the #2 spot on the all-genre Billboard 200. That's good business. His latest single from that successful recording is called Highway Don't Care. The track features backing vocals from Taylor Swift and lead guitar from Keith Urban, plus the song is strong. The video made its chart debut last week at #6. It's coming up a little later. Stick around to find out where it lands this week. But right now, here's a look at the making of Highway Don't Care right here on the Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown. And then video making magic on the set of Highway Don't Care, the latest from Tim McGraw. Tim's calling in a little later in the show. Stick around for that. We are joined in studio by Mr. Greg Hanna. The album, the as yet untitled album. Do you have a title for it?
Right now, it's called Picture This.
That's good.
How you like that?
I like that. I like that. Because we are a video station. So picture this. Visual
Picture this.
medium.
Right here, you and me.
Visual medium.
Would be good.
Maybe August, September, something like that for the
That's what
record.
we're looking at, yeah.
It rained out at radio and everything right now on this network. The rest of the summer is going to be busy for you.
Real busy.
Yeah.
The last couple of months, this is what we've been doing all across the country, and now festival season is starting to pick up. And
Now you got to sing for your supper.
Yeah, or dinner or breakfast or whatever. Just sing for something.
Yeah.
But for me, the major thing is to get out in front of the fans. That's what I love to do, and it's great to get out there when everybody's having the party of the summer. You know, that's where they go, and get out there and be able to lay it all on the stage and make it happen.
What would the what's your barometer for success on this record when it comes out? What do you hope to achieve this time around?
It's interesting because when you're a writer and you have a hand in making a project, I think the barometer of success is actually getting the record done.
Yeah.
And then of course there's another part of success, getting it out and then it being successful. It's just like having children. It's so hair pulling when you're in the moment. It's like, okay, time for the next record.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
But the barometer of success, it's great to be back out at radio, and we just want everyone at home and
it is
TV
so
land
great
and
to see
radio.
you.
Oh, thanks for having
Can't wait to hear the rest of the record, man.
Yeah,
looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, if anybody wants to get a hold of Greg Hanna and find out what's going on, festival. I mean, we're in the East Coast, West Coast, all over the place. I know there's Twitter, Facebook. Best bet, just go to greghanna.com. You can click on all the icons, iTunes, Facebook, Twitter, and Say hey.
All roads lead to greghanna.com. Picture
right.
this.
Picture this, baby.
Picture this. I like it. Still to come, an interview with George Strait about his new album, Love Is Everything. A phone call from Tim McGraw and hits from Tim, Florida Georgia Line, Blake Shelton, and Miranda Lambert. Miranda is up next. The Chevrolet Top 20 Countdown. We'll be right back. Greg Hanna, thank you very much, brother.
Paul, thanks
Great
again,
to see you,
buddy.
man.